So the first step will be to go to www.eventplan.fr, and we're going to log into the floor plan back office. So when this page loads, we're going to select the British flag up here so that we get English, and then we're going to log in as Josh, and the password is Josh as well, and then click the send button. We'll be presented with a page that has multiple tabs. I'm going to skip all of the tabs except for Maps. So go to the Maps tab, select the map ID MP8, and wait for it to highlight, and then select the View button. Okay, now that our floor plan application is loaded, you can see that in the center of the screen we have the floor plan for AdTech Paris. On the right hand side of the screen we have a list of all of our exhibitors, and on the left hand side of the screen we have the different tools that we'll be using to add exhibitor booths. Okay, now I'm going to show you how easy it is to actually add a booth to the floor plan and associate that booth with an exhibitor. The first thing that we're going to want to do is make sure that this third module on the left hand side is highlighted and checked, exhibitor stands. The next item is the add new item, and it is a module full of shapes, and these shapes represent the shape of the booth that we'd like to add to the floor plan. In this case I'm going to add a circular booth to the floor plan. I'm going to select the circle, I'm going to drag it onto the floor plan, and I'm going to position it where I want it to show up on the floor plan. I'm going to let it go, and you can see now that this circle in the middle here is highlighted, and that's telling me a couple different things. It's telling me that I can now transform the shape by simply dragging aside, or I can associate an exhibitor with this booth. So I'm happy with the shape. I'm going to change the position just a little bit. Now I'm ready to add an exhibitor. So on the right hand side you see that your list of exhibitors. If the company name is black, that means that this exhibitor has already been associated with a booth on your floor plan. If it's red, it means that it hasn't. So I'm going to associate this circular booth here with ComScore stand 39, and to do that I simply click on the company name and drag it over the booth that I just placed. And when you let that go over the booth, you can come back to the circle, mouse over it, and you will see that this booth is now associated with the ComScore exhibitor. I'm going to add one more. I'm going to go ahead and add a square shape and drop it. And I want to change that to a rectangular shape to fill in that entire area. So now we're ready to associate it with an exhibitor. I'm going to add AACC Interactive to this booth. And you can see now, and if I mouse over that booth, it's now associated with AACC. The final step is to save the floor plan, the work that you've just done. Come down here to the bottom left and hit save. And it's just that easy. In the last step we've added some booths to the floor plan and also associated those booths with an exhibitor. Now we're going to take a look at the front end piece of the application, and within the email there is a link entitled Front End. Go ahead and click on that. It will load this AdTech Paris page. I'm going to select the next button, and we're going to be presented with a list of exhibitors for Paris. Now this list could be presented many different ways. It could be presented within our public website. It could be within an application such as My AdTech. This list could be filtered based on our visitors' industry selections, so that they would have a list of exhibitors that already shared their same interests. For now, this is just a plain old list, and what we're going to do is we're going to come through and we're going to select a few of these exhibitors that we would want to see at the show. Let's just select a few here. And once you get done with your selection, you come down to the bottom of the page and hit next. You're presented with your choices and a link to view and print your roadmap. Let's select that. So after the user clicked the link, they'd be presented with a PDF file that contained both a floor plan and their selection of exhibitors. If you look at the floor plan, you can see that the exhibitors that they had chosen are identified with a dark circle and a number in the middle. So here you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Those numbers relate to the 1, 2, 3, 4 in the exhibitor selection list. This particular floor plan had been uploaded for test purposes, and that's why you'll see all of the numbers and letters within these booth spaces. We would definitely want to upload a blank floor plan, and that would make it much easier for the user to identify their selections.